Let's stick on this thread of the authorities and the
Hmm.
relationship we have to them.
Yes.
What would you say needs to be kind of the legally binding relationship between the city of Detroit and some of these authorities, like the Detroit Land Bank Authority, like
Hmm.
the Riverfront Conservancy?
Hmm.
How do you want that relationship to look if elected?
Well, first and foremost, I want it to help Detroiters first. I am pro Detroit. I'm not anti anything, but I am pro Detroit. And to the extent someone feels me as being anti them, it just means that their interests don't lie with me as being pro Detroit. So in that situation, they can call it what they want to call it. It's going to be a different kind of perspective and a different kind of look for each different authority. It's not a one size fits all mentality and an approach to each, authority, whether it be the Conservancy. The Conservancy does something as far as, what we can credit them is we are the number one waterfront in the country. And so we can give them that credit. And, what I looked at and having been in Mackinac and learned a lot about some of the inner workings of that conservancy is that there's those are spend some of the people that are involved, the nonprofits are spend down organizations, so we have to get as much as we can from the Wilson Foundation because it's a spend down organization, and we want to get as much to the benefit of Detroiters. And also, I have a mentality. People who might be anti-Detroit is foolish, especially if you're in the state of Michigan, because you got to believe so goes Detroit, so goes the state of Michigan. And so goes southeastern Michigan. So let's put aside our squabbles and petty differences, and let's continue to build on what's already here, and start using. If we have an authority in place, I'm not here to dismantle it necessarily, but I am here to get all I can for the city of Detroit.
So what I hear is you're not interested in a complete dismantling of the Detroit Land Bank Authority the way some other candidates have talked about.
Well, the Detroit Land Bank. Let me explain something. The Detroit Land Bank Authority has done it to themselves. The position where they're at, and some people would say perception is reality. Well, the perception of the land bank, which might actually be reality, is that they have not been pro Detroit people. They have been perhaps pro Detroit in the sense that they're here for developers. Developers have had an easier time with dealing with the land bank than a lot of homeowners that I've talked to who can't even access the other lots that they want to beautify their homes, or other individuals who've tried to buy properties. They have unreasonable expectations and rigid. There's so much rigidity in there. You have to have a little equity and a little willingness to bend for the layperson who is trying to build a home. It's a community land trust. And so let's treat it like community first, not business first. And that's they've done that to themselves. So where we go with that, because I'm not so haphazard that I'm going to come in and start tearing things down. My whole idea, and a lot of other candidates have copied what I've said, is first and foremost, I want to do an audit. I want to do a financial audit. I want to audit departments. And I want to do, and by doing that audit, it will give me an understanding and give me a diagnostic on the totality of the city. And you have to do that because to move without doing that is crazy.